So hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Yeah, today I'm going to make a healthy meal. Let's make a healthy meal together. Today on my menu I have cauliflower that is going to be mixed with eggs. Yeah, as you can see, I started by cleaning my cauliflower. I removed those stems, as you can see, and if you notice there's a lot of sand in it. So when you're preparing your cauliflower, make sure that you clean it very well so that there's no soil or sand in it. So as you can see, I removed all the stems and I prepped it very well. After prepping it, now I'm going to wash it. Yeah, make sure you wash it to make sure that there is no soil or sand in it, because you know it's very inconveniencing for you to be biting sand or soil when you're eating your food. So that is why it's very important to wash your food or your whatever you're going to cook. You have to wash it very well. So after washing, I started sorting them or cutting them in smaller pieces. Yeah, according to the sizes that you want. For me, I love mine when they are really into smaller pieces. Yeah, and it also gets ready quick. So as you can see, I made sure I removed every excess stem from the cauliflower. I sorted them into smaller particles. Yeah, let's not focus on the wall of the sink. Yeah, you know sometimes water does that to the walls of the sink, so ignore that. Yeah, as you can see, I'm still sorting my cauliflower very well to make sure that it is in the desirable size that I want. You get? So after you've sorted it in the sizes that you want, some people prefer it when the parts are big. Others prefer it when the parts are smaller, just like me. I like it when the parts are smaller. So as you can see, I went ahead and then sorted it very well, and then after sorting it, I went again and rinsed it to make sure that there is no sand whatsoever inside of it. I made sure that I really washed it very clean. Then after washing it very well, I put out that water that I had rinsed it with, and that is now me being very sure that there is no sand or soil in my cauliflower. So after that, I went ahead and added water, a desirable amount of water, of course. I added water. Then after that, I lit my gas and put our cauliflower on fire, yeah, to boil. I usually start by boiling it before I can either do whatever I want to do with it. I make sure I boil it. I added a pinch of salt for taste. Of course, salt is very important in your food for taste. So it is very important to put salt in your food. So yeah, after that, sorry, my video rewinded back. It took us back to the steps that I had already showed before. So that is the part that I was adding salt for taste. Yeah, I made sure that I put little salt because I'm not a very big fan of too much salt in food. So after that, I let the cauliflower boil. I made sure I covered it. Forgive my editing. I really don't know how to edit that much, but yeah, with time we shall get there. As you can see, this is a raw video. I haven't even edited anything. The way I'm showing it, it is the way that it is. Yeah, so I had to cover it to let it boil. After it boiled, I checked it out. It was ready, but not to the standard that I want. It was still a little hard, so I like it when it's really soft, though I don't know how other people like it, but I like it when it's a bit soft. So I covered it back and I let it cook more. So as the cauliflower was still boiling, I prepped my eggs. As you can see, because I said from the beginning of the video that I'm making cauliflower mixed in eggs. Yeah, so after that I made sure I prepped my eggs. In this meal I used 3 eggs. Yeah, I used 3 eggs. I usually use 4, but today I decided to use 3, maximum of 4. Unless it's a boiled egg, I usually eat 2, maximum of 2. I don't go beyond 2. I don't know why is it. I don't know whether it's because they taught us that the standard you're supposed to eat for boiled eggs is 2. So I always eat 2 when it's boiled, but when it's either cooking it as a sauce or frying it, I use 3 or 4. So as you can see, I added a pinch of salt in my eggs, and then I whisked it very well to make sure that the egg white and the yellow yolk mix very well. Yeah, make sure you mix it very well so that the salt also dissolves in the eggs. For taste, of course, you have to put the salt for taste. Yeah, there are so many uses of salt that I know you people know, but me, I need mine for taste. I don't put a lot, yeah, just to make it tasty. So after whisking my eggs, I put it aside, and then I now brought the vegetables that I'm going to use. I'm going to use basically just tomatoes, onions, and carrot. My green pepper got done, but I would have loved to put it. I'm not a very big fan of onions, but yeah, I make sure I incorporate it in my meals, though not a lot. As you can see, I used a very small onion that I chopped into smaller particles. You know, I don't like it when you cook your food and then the onions are all looking at you. That is why I like cutting mine into small particles. Then I went ahead and then chopped my tomatoes. Yeah, tomatoes I also like to remove the peels. I don't know why, but sometimes I don't like seeing tomatoes in food. The mere fact that I love cooking with it, I don't like seeing it in food. So I make sure I remove that cover that remains, because it doesn't dissolve, just remains hanging around in food. So I make sure that I peel them off, so that when I cook my food, all the tomatoes are dissolved. You cannot see any single tomato in the food. Yeah, so after peeling it, I made sure I prepped my carrot. As you can see, I peeled the skin off. Carrot is basically very good for our health. It's very recommendable to eat it. I like eating it when it's raw or when it's in food, and sometimes I also make juice. I make carrot juice. Yeah, it's very healthy, especially for your skin. Those who love glowy skins, yeah, try carrot. Incorporate carrot in your diet. After that, I made sure I cut my tomatoes into smaller particles for it to easily cook. Yeah, for it to easily cook. So I cut them into smaller particles, as you can see, to make my food look nice. It's good to incorporate vegetables in your food. I know some people are not fans of vegetables. Some people just use tomato, onions, that's it. But me, I usually use different vegetables, tomatoes, onions. If at all I have green pepper, red pepper, I incorporate them. So that is my cooking ingredients, as you can see them. So after that, I checked my cauliflower and it was ready the way I like it. It was well cooked, so I carried it and put it down. Then after, I brought in my saucepan that I'm going to now use for frying. I brought in my saucepan. Don't mind my saucepan. If you're in the village, you'll understand what this saucepan is. Some people call it sufuria. In my language, the Luo, we call it olianga or liya. However you call it, I don't know how you call it in your language. Yeah, so that is the saucepan that I'm going to use. I made sure it was well dried. As you can see, I was struggling to open my olive oil. Yeah, but at last I succeeded. That is the oil that I use. It's olive oil. As you can see, it's just a small bottle, but very expensive. Very expensive. Yeah, so I put my oil, and then after my oil, I came in with my onions. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of onions, but what is a meal without onion? There is no taste. To me, I don't find food tasty when there is no onions. So I make sure that every meal I'm prepping, at least there are onions. So I put my onions, and yeah, I allowed it to cook until it was golden brown. But the fire was too much, so I had to reduce it a little for the onions not to get burnt. Yeah, I made sure the onions are ready very well, as you can see. Everything is going to be, just trust the process. I know some people are asking, what combination is that, cauliflower and eggs? Trust me, if you try this, you will love it. You will eat it every single day. This is a meal that if I miss a day without eating, I feel like, I'm missing something. I'm really missing something in my diet, because it's a very simple meal to prepare. It took me basically less than 30 minutes to make it. Yeah, it was so easy to prepare. It doesn't take your time. It's a fast meal when you come back from work and you're tired and then you're thinking, what can I cook? Yeah, this is the go-to meal. You can make it anyhow you make it. That is up to you, but this is the way I love making mine. Some people make the cauliflower differently. Then they make the what? They make the eggs differently, but I love mixing mine. I don't know why this video keeps going back. It keeps going back. It keeps rewinding. What is it? I swear you guys need to teach me how to edit, because this thing is just annoying. So this is the part that I had already shown, but again it's reversing and showing. So I really don't know what is happening. What the hell is going on? Yeah, anyway, it is what it is. I'm learning how to edit basically, so you will excuse me. You will really excuse me. Yeah, please subscribe to my channel, like my videos, share. Yeah, let us push the videos. I know it is not a very good video for the start, but with time we shall keep perfecting as we learn how to edit. Yeah, I'm new on YouTube, and yeah, but we shall get there. So I don't know, thing is stressing the hell out of me, because now I have to again wait for this, and oh my god, this is hectic. I don't know how you guys do it, but this is my 2026 journey. Yeah, to do cooking videos, basically that. And this thing has once again taken me back to whatever I've explained. So I'll just let you watch what the hell I'm doing. Yeah, as you can see, I'm frying my onions, making sure that it is golden brown. Yeah, I reduced the fire. It was too hot, so I didn't want our onions to get burnt. So I continued frying my onions. As I was saying, food without onions is no food, despite the fact that I'm not a fan of onions, but at least I incorporate some little onions in my food just for taste, basically, because I don't know how food without onion tastes, because I've never eaten food without onions, unless it is just boiled, without any vegetables in it or any ingredients in it. I just boil it, especially with beans and peas. You boil, add salt, and that is it. You eat it like that. So, but fried food, basically I've always incorporated onions in my food. Yeah, so I fried my onions very well. I made sure it was golden brown before I added in my tomatoes. So that is me frying and waiting for it to get golden brown, and it's even taking forever to get golden brown. Oh my god. Yeah, and as you can see, like I said, editing, I'm trying. I don't know, the video keeps rewinding back. So when my onions were golden brown, I added in my tomatoes. Yes, as you can see, my peeled tomatoes, I peeled the skin. So after doing all that, I added my carrots and all that. Then I added now the eggs. I added in my eggs and left it to cook for some little time. Yeah, before I started stirring it. Just trust the process. Yeah, it might look not so nice, but just trust the process. Trust me, this is a meal that you would like to have, and once you have it, it would be a die for. You would love to cook it all the time. Like for me, I cook it basically all the time. All the time I'm on this food. It's really delicious, very nice, and you will just see the end result, the end product. The end product was so yummy. It was very yummy. So I waited for it to cook for some little time. As you can see, it's cooking. Yeah, so as it was cooking, I was also busy doing some utensils. I was washing some dishes, because you know me, when I'm cooking, anything I use I wash immediately, because I don't like to see dirty things in my sink. I don't. I cook, I wash, I cook, I wash. So I left that to cook like for about 3 to 5 minutes before I came and started stirring it. Oof, I almost poured my food. So yeah, I stirred it. Just like I said, trust the process. Trust the process. Yeah, so you keep stirring. You keep stirring so that it doesn't doesn't burn. It doesn't start sticking under the saucepan. You stir it until the watery look of the eggs becomes solid. Just like you can see, it is becoming solid, from liquid to solid. So you keep stirring. Don't stop stirring, because once you stop stirring, of course your food will burn, and then it will stick under the saucepan. So you keep stirring until you know that okay, it has now coat, all the eggs are now ready, or it has now solidified. It's no longer liquid form. Yeah, as you can see, trust the process, and yeah, we shall see the end result. So I kept on cooking it like that. I kept on stirring it to make sure that it doesn't stick under the saucepan. Yeah, keep stirring until you feel like, yes, this eggs or this sauce is now ready. That is when you can now incorporate in your cauliflower that you had boiled earlier. So I kept stirring it until I knew that okay, it was now ready for me to put in the cauliflower. That is now when I decided to incorporate my cauliflower. Like you can see, I went to the sink and then drained some of the water that I had used for boiling. I drained it off completely. Then I came and added it. As you can see, I added it in my eggs, and then I kept on stirring it so that the olive oil and everything incorporates very well inside the cauliflower. Yeah, as you can see, keep on stirring, and then one mistake that I made, I forgot to put in my ingredients when I was cooking my tomatoes and my onions. I forgot. I don't know how I forgot, so I decided to put it now later on. I decided to incorporate it later on. It's weird, right? But sometimes when you're cooking you forget. Yeah, basically I always forget, but I always find a way. So I decided to add in my ingredients. I added in some that is turmeric powder, just a little. Then I went ahead and added in some Royco mchuzi mix. Yeah, Royco is really very nice. I always use it a lot in my meals, and I don't use a lot of ingredients when I'm cooking. Like in this meal, I only added turmeric powder, and then I added that royco muchuzi, then I added some little salt. Yeah, those are the ingredients that I used. Then after that, you stir. Make sure that these ingredients incorporate very well in your food, like I'm doing. Make sure you stir it very well. Trust me, this is a meal to die for. Very delicious, very healthy. My food is now almost ready. As you can see, the food is looking yummylicious. Yeah, very delicious. So I was now finalizing my cooking. My stew was now looking good. It was ready. Everything incorporated very well. Just waiting now to plate and eat, like the Nigerians say, to chop. Waiting to chop. So after I finished cooking, like you see, it was now time to plate our food. Yeah, time to serve. I served some little, and guess what I served it with? I served it with, wait and see, with sweet potatoes. That is what I served it with. Just 2 pieces was enough for me. Yeah, just 2 pieces was enough. So that is how our meal looked at the end of everything, at the end of all the cooking. That is how the food looked. It was so yummy. Thanks for watching. Bye.